Hey, I hope you're doing great. Just want to take a couple minutes and review the three loan scenarios that I sent over to you. Again, they're for conventional 30-year fix with the 20% down payment. And I just included three different price points just so you can see what each one equals as far as like the monthly payment and that. So starting with the first scenario here, I did that one at a $430,000 purchase price with a 20% down payment. And in this scenario, total loan amount would be $344,000. Again, I'm quoting 4.25%. As I mentioned, I usually cushion the interest rate a little bit in my loan scenarios just to allow for any market movement. And that right now we're at kind of a low point with interest rates. So once you find a property, we're ready to lock in. We'll want to revisit the interest rate and just kind of see where it's at. And obviously, any real changes definitely make you aware of. So. The next line down here is the estimated APR, and right now I have that at 4.37%. And we can review this again as well, but the APR is not what your monthly payments are based off of. It's not the interest rate for the mortgage. It takes into account the interest rate for the loan along with certain costs out of the closing costs, turns that into a percentage form. So again, we can review that later as well. But on the monthly payment breakdown here, you can see I have the principal and interest payment. Again, that's at $344,000 at 4.25%. Principal and interest payment would be $1,692.27. The next line down is the monthly tax payment, and that covers property tax, escrow, and pounds. Right now, I'm estimating that at $350 a month, which is basically $4,200 a year for the property taxes. So depending on the property and where you're at, that number will definitely fluctuate just depending on the property and the annual tax rate. So homeowners insurance, right now I'm estimating that at $900 a year, breaks down to $75 a month. And again, that number can definitely fluctuate a little bit depending on the property, loan size and that. So any changes there should be pretty minimal and probably overestimating on that figure as well a little bit. So for the purchase price of $430,000 with a total loan amount of $344,000, the total monthly payment would be $2,117.27. So moving down to the closing cost section here, the first fee here for $761 is for the title insurance premium, and what that is making sure that you get clear title to the property when you purchase a home. They'll also make you aware of any little easements, anything like that we may not be aware of. All that would be included in the title report. So again, just making sure that you know all the little details about the title, and then that you have clear title to the property when you take it over. So the next line down here is the escrow / closing fee. What that is it's for the escrow company, and what escrow is, basically we'd send all the final loan documents to them to be signed at closing. They take care of notarizing all the forms. We also wire the loan proceeds to them, so they take care of wiring the funds to and from everybody's account, and also work with the county to transfer ownership at closing along with title. So the title insurance premium is based off of the loan amount, so that'll change just depending what the loan amount is. And again, I try to overestimate on everything. Escrow fee, that one's based off of the sales price, usually changes in increments of like $25,000 or so. So depending on the company and the final sales price, those figures will change a little bit. So again, hopefully overestimating there. And the title and escrow fee will be specified on your purchase and sale agreement which company we're going to use. So moving down here, wire fee, $30 wire fee, which is basically on cue, covering the wire fee for wiring the loan proceeds to an outside escrow company. Appraisal fee, pretty standard, $535 for a conventional appraisal report. Again, that's going to determine the value of the property just to make sure everything lines up there. Credit report, $23. The company that we use is Certified Credit, so that fee covers the credit report. So we have the credit report that we use for pre-approval, and then just prior to closing, we're going to do what's called a credit refresh or soft credit check. And what that is basically make sure that there's no new accounts, credit inquiries, anything that we didn't know about since we've pulled your credit report, and then make sure that you haven't added, again, any new accounts, monthly payments haven't gone up, just kind of showing the snapshot of what your credit looks like just before closing. We want that to match up with the snapshot that we had for the loan approval. So that basically covers that. And then processing fee, the $985 fee here, that's what's paid to OnCue Financial, and pretty standard to see processing fee now in the industry. You might even see like an application underwriting fee. They may even break it up between a few different lines. So we just showed the processing fee just on one line. So again, $985 is paid to OnCue Financial. Estimated recording fee, I always estimate the recording fee at $200. It'll probably be somewhere around $180, $185 for King County, and that's basically recording all the loan documents and that with the county and covering transferring the ownership and that. So total closing costs in this scenario would be $3,574. Basically covers all the closing costs. The next section down here is what's called the prepaid items, and what this is basically the fees for setting up like the escrow, impound account for property taxes, the homeowner's insurance and that, and just kind of going through it here line by line. The first line here is the interim interest, and what that is it's the use of the money, the interest on the money for the remainder of the month. So if we close on the 15th of a 30-day month, the interest charge there would be 16 days, so it always goes to the first of the following month. Again, just depending on what day of the month we close, the number of days will be reflected there, and then the interest on the money covering that time period. So if we close at the end of November, then there'd be interest paid through December 1st, and then that gets you into the normal billing cycle, so your first monthly payment wouldn't be until January 1st. Next line down here, estimated property taxes. I always quote 6 months. Right now we're in a time frame where at closing it may only be 4 months or 5 months collected at closing. And what this is basically pre-funding the escrow account, and then you're also paying the seller back for any property taxes that they've paid through the next billing cycle. So basically, like I said, I always quote 6 months. 6 months typically covers everything, and may even leave a little bit of a cushion in there. So insurance reserves, 2 months to pre-fund the escrow impound account, and then you're also going to pay the first year homeowner's insurance at closing. So what that does basically, annual insurance premiums are due every year, and then 2 months are put into the escrow account as basically to pre-fund your escrow account. So as you make your payments throughout the year, both the property taxes and homeowners insurance are going to be set aside in the escrow account. So when those bills become due in April and October for the property taxes, and then once a year for your homeowners insurance, there's enough in there just to pay those in full. So after closing, you're probably only going to have about 11 monthly payments that you've made before your next homeowner's insurance premium becomes due. So a lot of times this, the insurance reserve here will either be 2 months or may even be 1 month. So it just kind of depends on the insurance and that. So that basically covers the prepaid section. So roughly $3,430 to cover the prepaid items, set up the escrow impound accounts, and then the number of days of interest. So again, that'll fluctuate a little bit just depending on what day of the month we close. So moving down into the settlement section here, this is basically the total of the different charges. So $86,000 for the down payment, $3,574 for the closing costs, $3,430 for the prepaids. The total amount due at closing for this scenario would be $93,005 basically. So moving over to the second scenario, everything's really the same as far as closing costs and that. In this scenario, I did it at a price point of $410,000. The down payment would go down to $82,000, and then the total loan amount in this scenario would be $328,000. So and you can see how the monthly payment. I left the property taxes the same and the homeowner's insurance the same in all three scenarios. So those will, for a $410,000 price point, they may go down a little bit as well. But you can see in this scenario, the total monthly payment of $2,038.56 roughly. So going through the closing costs, you can see a small adjustment for the title insurance because it's off the loan amount. Escrow fee probably won't change too much. And then the other closing costs are pretty standard. So This scenario, you'd see the total closing costs are $3,557. Estimated prepaids really going to stay basically the same. The amount of interest paid would go down a little bit just because the loan amount's lower. So again, in the third scenario, this one, everything's going to stay roughly the same again. This scenario, I did it with a purchase price of $390,000. 20% down would be $78,000, and then the total amount financed would be $312,000. Again, at 4.25%. This scenario, total monthly payment kind of gets us closer to that $1,900 mark. So depending on what the property taxes are, this is probably more the loan amount that you'd be looking at to keep within the comfort zone. So again, just wanted to kind of give you 3 different options here so that you can see what the monthly payment works out to with each purchase price. So the other thing that we can always look at too is keeping the loan amount the same. So if you find a property that's around that $430,000, but you want that lower payment, we can always look at increasing the down payment, which would help keep the monthly payment down as well. So when you have a chance, just kind of answer any questions that you have over the phone, but just wanted to give you a quick video here just so you can kind of see what all the different fees are for in the loan scenarios, and that, I'll explain the majority of it in the email, but just wanted to give you a quick video here that you could watch when you have a chance. So any questions, definitely let me know. 425-698-2917. Again, 425-698-2917. Thanks.